Hi, I'm Chris, the on-farm network agronomist with the Manitoba Pulse and Soybean Growers. In 2024, we hosted 12 farmer-run soybean seeding rate trials, and this is our most popular trial type of all time. Let's discuss those results. There was a desire to test seeding rates on farm at the field scale with farmers to dial in farm-specific seeding rate decisions. Soybean seed is quite expensive, so farmers want to know if they could reduce that input cost by lowering seeding rates without impacting yield. And also, were they leaving behind any yield with our current seeding rates? We recommend a targeted living plant stand between 140,000 to 160,000 plants per acre. So that's where we start. From there, we adjust our seeding rates to account for germination and expected seed survival. From what we achieve in the field, we can circle back and inform future seeding decisions. By investigating seeding rate in on-farm trials, we get statistically sound results on this yield outcome at the field scale. So in 2024, we had 12 seeding rate trials conducted in Manitoba, and they are circled in red on the map. There is a minimum requirement to see a yield difference or a potential yield difference of at least 30,000 seeds per acre between the seeding rate treatments. And other than seeding rate, the field and the trial are managed normally. In all of our on-farm seeding rate trials, we evaluate plant stands by taking plant counts. This tells us how many plants are establishing from the seeding rate in the field and also how many are surviving to harvest. And we take the stand counts at the vegetative and later at the reproductive stages. So a bit of background on these trials. In 2024, we had about half of the trials with an air seeder and the other half with the planter. The average early season establishment was 81%, and the average late season survivability was 78%. And we are seeing some plants dying off throughout the season from competition, and this increases as the seeding rate increases. So in terms of results of the 12 trials, changing seeding rate impacted soybean yield at 2 on-farm trials, soybean seeding rate 6 and soybean seeding rate 12. And the circled red letter A's above the graph bars at those on those trials, two trials, shows us where the significantly different yield result occurred. In this case, the highest seeding rate resulted in significantly different yields than the other two rates, but we'll look at that in a bit more detail. For the first trial where we saw a significant yield response, soybean seeding rate 06, we have the different seeding rates tested along the bottom axis on the graph, and the yield is on the vertical axis. For the first trial, the highest seeding rate of 217,000 seeds per acre yielded significantly more by 2.2 bushels per acre than the lowest seeding rate of 144,000 seeds per acre. And there was no yield difference between the middle rate and the low rate or the middle or the high rates. But the 2.2 bushel gain was not economical because the increased revenue was still not enough to cover the extra seed cost, and there was a loss in profit of $6.50 per acre. And this was assuming a seed cost per unit of $63 per acre and a soybean selling price of $12 per bushel. So in this case, the most economical seeding rate was the lowest rate despite the yield bump on the highest rate. For the other trial where we had a significant yield response, soybean seeding rate 12, On the right side of the graph, the highest seeding rate of 214,000 seeds per acre yielded 3.3 bushels per acre more than the lower rate of 155,000 seeds per acre, and this did result in a profit of $12 per acre, but there was no significant yield difference between the middle rate and the low rate or the high rate. So what's the economical choice when we look at the results? Most frequently, seeding rates tested had differed by 30,000 and 60,000 seeds per acre, resulting in a loss in profit of $13.49 per acre and $26.97 per acre, respectively, compared to the lowest seeding rate. At only one site out of 12, the highest seeding rate was more profitable, and at the other 11 sites, the lowest seeding rate was the most economical choice. So in summary, investigate seeding rates and the resulting living plant stands that establish from them on your farm and adjust accordingly. This is achieved by doing in-season plant stand counts early and late in the season. Research has shown that soybeans are very elastic and maximum yields can be achieved with different seeding rates, but lowering the plant stands excessively can lead to problems, especially in years where there is stress such as reduced emergence caused by crusting or if there is heavy weed pressure. A buffer is always good to have in case something happens. If you're interested in learning more about these results, every trial result is available in the On-Farm Network database at manitobapulse.ca, or you can follow the QR code on the screen. If you're interested in getting involved with the trial, please contact me. Here's my information. And thanks for listening today. I've been Chris. Follow us on social media to stay up to date.